only so much to go off of, and well, it's the server where it gets proven.
It does indeed. Hopefully we won't be waiting too much longer to get into the server. But interesting. Mirage, the second time we're going to see it today. Guaranteed to see it as well. Interesting to see it come up so much when we don't usually. But I do believe we have the game ready for you. So there's no point in keeping anyone waiting any longer. No point in speculating. As you said, it's them to prove themselves on the server now. We'll be kicking it off with the pistol round.
Gotta love a game of Anubis. Let's see what the game plan is going to be. One of the only few maps which is a bit more heavily T-sided, perhaps.
Ever so slightly, yeah.
Oh, well, they wanted to swing, but are met with 4 people down and long. Actually, all 5 of them. Yeah, that's a relatively easy bomb plan. They gambled on the wrong bomb side. Have to rotate all the long right around. We'll do so. There's armor on the majority of the players, but they're getting tagged. They're falling like flies, and time will start to tick. Further kills are raining in favor of Insilio. It's a clean pistol.
Not a
and
point
Insilio
of damage.
take that one.
Not a single point of damage was done to any of the Insilio players there. I don't think you could have asked for a more flawless round. Bomb plant early on, very clean. The fact that Tsuneri lived as long as they did is quite frankly ridiculous. But again, came to nothing. And Insilio kicking it off with style as well. Not quite what I expected to see, but I like it. But a force play actually nonetheless coming out here from Guild Eagles. Odd choice.
Well, you've seen a couple forces here and there before.
Off the back of no kills, though. That's very odd.
That's a very bold move, but okay. Definitely feeling themselves here. That's a very cheeky deal kill. And now, where do you want to go? You want to head to the place where we just had a kill, knowing that there's at least a decoy, but you might be running into one of these MP9s as well. Looking around here, up on that A-bomb site. Util flying over, maybe? Want to send the bomb packing somewhere else, but the openings are great here. Insilio setting the pace once more. Now we do have Regan right behind. We can see if there's gonna be people to deal with him, but they're sitting tight. And honestly, I might want to question if you want to go for this. At least that's 1 kill. You need 1 more to go off of to get yourselves going. Yes, that's a second, but only 8 HP left. And Sugar will be sure to bring that to an end. It's a close fight nonetheless. But Insilio will get the second on the board.
It is, and it's going to cause problems there for Guild Eagles because they put a lot of money into that round and now are sat on absolutely nothing. So I'm just going to have to concede a 3-round, sort of 3-round lead there to Insilio, who upgraded their weapons. I like the SG. I think that's a ballsy move early on, and I like it. Dare I say against this fight, overkill? Excessive force is our word of the day. But whatever gets them the rounds on the board, because as we said, they're going to need them as early as they can to get themselves started. Forward is going to be quite a tough best of 3 for them. Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice little pick there.
Once
That's a nice start.
We keep seeing the power potential of the Deagle. How much is that going to be doing here for Guild Eagles? Regan gets taken out.
Vader not even using the scope. Paid for the scope, doesn't even use it.
To be fair, I do understand. It's definitely good even without scoping. Well,
spots the third as well.
This is great. That's some cash in the bank as well.
Look at it, and a 4th as well. Absolutely beautiful. Sat on 6 grand there. Absolutely monumental amounts of money. Just plays it to perfection, albeit against an eco, so I don't want to put too much stock in it. But played to perfection there. And they just sort of walk into him 1 by 1. Ooh, we've got our first AWPs in the server coming out from both sides here, actually. We've got FPS with that T-side AWP and GXX, one of their own.
Open a kill here, going the way of Insilio once more, and that must hurt. Guild Eagles need to bring the firepower. Spam comes through. That's good for 2 kills. And sure, Regan down to full HP, but player advantage now for Kill. Well, not quite anymore. Kill finally found. Sugar actually finds a follow-up. Tries to turn the tides, but certainly keep them close. Senna finds another. And, well, that's the end of Insilio here in this round. Guild finally pick up the pace, shut that push down, and bring the first round home.
That is a brilliant round to do it on as well. I was a little bit worried when that pincer came through connector, but doesn't come to anything. Guild Eagles do manage to get a handle on this as well. And hopefully we can see them build off the back of this and stop anything crazy happening at the start, stopping too much of a snowball from forming here. The money's still not amazing for them as well. They're lacking a little bit of utility on some of these players. And of course, Regan on a FAMAS, never quite ideal. But if you have a look at Insilio, despite winning that sort of 3-round lead as well, they are relegated to, you know, Galil and some Deagles as well.
We have already seen in potential of those Deagles are. And it's not just Deagles, you know, there's rifles amongst them. But immediately Insilio is definitely taking a bit of a slower pace, defaulting across the map. Looking to see if there's an opportunity, a window to punish. Ooh, not quite spotting. Not quite spotting Senna there.
I saw smoke keep them at bay as well, but I have a feeling that they might choose to flash through this. A little bit of disrespect. Gonna push juanflatroo off the angle here as well. Give them that space. Still up close and personal though. Good for the first. And for the second, the backup of Rigon as well is gonna help.
Ooh. Once again, things do get a bit dicey on the back of a Deagle. Have the bomb. Should be getting a bomb plant out of this, actually. Oh! Ooh, just barely get out alive. But Guild is already looking to swarm the side. Up close and personal. Sugar, of course, very, very low. And timing will be everything.
Perfect angle for this as well. Could catch a timing. They do have to move pretty quickly, though. That timer is starting to tick down. Absolutely beautiful work there. Over the smoke, keeping Polt out of the sight. Loads of time for the defuse coming in there as well. Second round on the board. We said this was exactly what Guild Eagles needed to make sure that the Insilio didn't quite run away with themselves at the start here. Insilio, however, getting that bomb plant down as well. They may have been losing these rounds, but they've been finding a little bit of money here and there. They've been finding some nice kills as well. So nothing to worry.
Nice competitive early start here, 2-3. Money low, so you would reckon that this would even be a 3-3 by the end of this.
I would imagine so, probably. I don't think that we'll see anything too fancy coming out. We have seen those Deagles be a little bit crazy at times on this map already, but have a look at that. Sugar already tagged down so low. Not a good omen to start this round.
No, I thought perhaps for a second they could overwhelm GXX on that AWP, but he fell back. Insilio didn't quite commit, and with that, all the danger eliminated, at least for the time.
Hot shots through the smoke, not quite going to find anything. That's always the most infuriating thing, is when someone's just spamming a Deagle through a smoke and gets a lucky shot on you. But no such luck today in that timer being run down. Scenario, I really like this angle as well. Catches the first with their back turn, pushes up, wants to push the issue. Unfortunately, not going to find anything more. FPS lines that up perfectly, and that's the recovered weapon.
So how much can they do with this? Weapon transferred over to Polt. And as a trained push, oh, it's so good. The mow down, the 4K. And Gil makes sure the danger is eliminated.
3-3. We said that it was likely to be, you know, quite a round, a little bit scarier than maybe Guild Eagles would have liked it, but tied up nonetheless. Your prediction was spot on there. But the money plenty now for Insilio to buy right back into this. Fader, unfortunately with a Galil, again, not exactly ideal. Not as bad as a FAMAS, but it's still not great. And look at this early aggression from Rigon. Beautifully takes down Fader. And taking so much map control here. Insilio just got no room to breathe.
Oh, push spotted. Polt has quite a bit of information. Choose not to go too aggressive, but at least just hang on to that information for the time being. That's a lovely 2k. Immediately, B-bomb site pins it, and Flatroo stuck by himself, desperate to get that kill going before he could potentially be traded. That's nice. Now are you ready for more? Yes, he is. Polt goes down. And sure, Flatroo is low, but technically a player advantage now.
Is indeed. It's all about applying that pressure as well. Keep out of these sites there. Not alive for much longer, however. We talked about that player advantage has now disappeared. But that is information as to where one of these two remaining players is. And actually, GXX gonna have a little bit of a fight on his hands here. Gonna have to have that scope ready quickly. Or potentially have to go for a no-scope here if Sugar decides to push this. Either way, gonna have to be hot on the trigger. Spots the leg. Scoping doesn't quite get it as well. Little bit of damage done. They're toying with each other. Does manage to finally get the kill there as well. That Molotov gonna keep him at bay as well. Smoke coming through to stop him burning alive, but that bomb plant gonna come through. Missed shot as well. That hurts. Turns around, spins around, knows where GX is, know where both are, but cornered. Pincered from both sides, taken down, and there will be the defuse. Lovely round coming in there from Guild Eagles as they secure the lead for the first time this map and this series.
It certainly was a good possibility for FPS to still win that, but you just saw the sheer panic. Just hesitating who to go for first, and then, yeah, just a bit too shaky in that situation.
Exactly.
Still close. Still money in the bag here for Insilio that could try and fight right back. It's not the most optimal round ever. Still a fit that here with a Mech 10 in hand. Oh, that's a good start. Tagging the Orpa down to just 1 HP. Still standing, but might cause the kill to go for a little bit of a lesser risky play, perhaps.
GXX on 1 HP. So much to do as well. Should I say that they're gonna hold their positions for now? He's getting a little bit aggressive with that, especially considering he's on 1 HP. Turns out not gonna be necessarily as needed as initially thought.
Oh, still strikes. Sugar goes down. Instead, Insilio go the other way, go into top of mid. Perhaps I'm gonna push down here. I'll just quickly go into B.
Ooh, that flash is gonna be nice.
Oh no, not with your knife in your hand. Has to be ready. Is ready at least for one, but of course with so many people here, a trade had to happen. And now what's the plan going to be? That's not the best flash. Yeah, a bit rougher, the delay, and now less than 30 seconds to make a move.
And everybody is ready and waiting. Either side that they go to, they're going to be met with resistance as well, and especially losing that opening jewel doesn't help. They do go 1 for 1 on the kills though. Rigon ready and waiting to accept them there. What's the first? Manages to get the first. Not quite good for the second there. That will enable a bomb plant to come through just in the nick of time, but GXX all ready and waiting.
Oh, footstep heard. Oh, and now it's just a 1 HP player that is left. A dream scenario right now for Insilio, but where is that player going to be coming from? So many angles there he could be at. Swings, and that's the shot. Lovely round here. Insilio, make sure that did not go and slip away.
Absolutely incredible stuff there. Knew that the last player had to be GXX, which I think they had a little bit of a clue was low anyway. And difficult one there. Hid for as long as they could. Trying, as you said, so many angles to watch as well. GXX with the AWP held onto it for a little bit longer, hoping that maybe someone would peek into him. Not gonna happen today. 4-4 on the scoreboard, tied up pretty nicely. Finally, Insilio breaking that little bit of a round streak that Guild Eagles had. It's their turn to strike here. But money is good enough for a buy to come back. And, ooh, lovely little kill going both ways there with the AWP. The sniper rifles here. Missed shot. GXX is just going to fall back a little bit there. Reposition. And Paul actually going to give up the little bit of mid space that they had. That bomb does need to be retrieved.
Ooh. Well, that's footsteps heard. Sugar sadly on the back of the flash, can't quite peek for it. Oh, this is great! Oh, well!
It's not great.
No, I mean, the setup, it was a very good idea, but having the pistol player sort of bait out, and then having the AWP be there. But now, it's all kind of falling apart, and Insilio too, man up. And the CG's divided. Not aware of how far they've already pushed. And Senna with an AWP in his hand. At least he did manage to retrieve that AWP.
True.
Hanging on to it.
We'll have to maintain it for the entirety of the bomb duration, however, though, so it's going to be a little bit of a long time. I don't know if they'll go hunting for it. They've definitely got the bodies to throw at the issue. But with him so far removed, whether they find is another matter. As you can see, FPS is it's quite pushed up on the map. Likely the only one with the ability now to maybe find this AWP. Yeah, they've sent so many bodies hunting for this. They know that the AWP is going to be saved over back into the hands of GXX, which of course has been causing them a couple of issues here and there. But ultimately the round over to Insilio, regardless of that AWP status.
Terrorists win.
Yeah. Not gonna be too many funds to buy around that AWP. So it's just gonna be the hero weapon. Well, Insilio can continue where they've left off. So far, FPS doing a great job, and
oh yeah,
as
absolutely.
Well is it pipe? Is it hip W?
I don't quite know. Insilio, not a team that I think I've ever seen or perhaps listened to a cast for before. So I don't actually know how anybody else is pronouncing it. How do we want to... We should pick something and stick with it. What are we thinking?
I mean, pipe is probably just the easiest to pronounce in quick and fast rounds. You never know what's going to happen. Oh, that's lovely. There's an elbow spotted and a kill obtained. Guild once again. Not having the best start, of course. This is, for the majority, just pistols. Maybe Riggin with an AWP in his hands can do some magic. Will do so. Kill upon Sugar. His teammate on the back of that will fall. And, in fact, we're all heading his way. Riggin, the one man standing on this B-bomb site. Yet, he will fall as well.
We have seen a little bit of the underdog teams coming out swinging today, and Insilio really making their mark on this map already. They've been so good at getting these bomb plants down as well, and the early rounds, they've been winning these opening duels as well. Just so beautifully. Snary, what do you even do here? Apparently get a kill, but only one will be taken down there by Pult. Not too hairy, not too messy. Really, Guild Eagles been struggling a little bit here to find these kills and even to make the rounds expensive as well. That's something that I think would be really nice to see, is if they can make a couple of these rounds a little bit more expensive. for Insilio. Stop them building up that economy in the background, which is actually sitting pretty for a lot of these players. A lot of dough in the back pocket, saved for a rainy day, mayhaps. No, I like the use of a timeout here. I think it's well placed. I think they need to figure out what's been going wrong. Insilio sat on 6 rounds already, in a prime position to take 7 and, of course, win at the half.
Just see what they can do. Guild full on weapons on their own accord. No warp. But who knows? If they do win the round, it can steal it back from the hands of FPS. But Insilio is certainly on a roll here. Of course, it is T-sided. Not a surprise to see them up on 6. But we know that Guild can be really good on this particular map. Now, first kill is in the pocket. And now, can they capture it?
A little bit of chip damage there from the Molotov, just tickled by the edge of it. But they have done a very, very good job at keeping them off of sight. Bolt coming in with a little bit of this mid control as well. Back up from Fader. Are going to have to be careful on here because they are going to have some unwelcome guests waiting to greet them. Actually, just choosing to hold their positions for a little bit.
Things slow down. Still quite a large chunk of map control here for Insilio. Having a player sort of keeping the mid presence up as well. It can come with great use in catching those rotations because there's 3 players still up on A, all on the side. No one paying attention to mid at all.
I think they're looking at
the back of spawn.
They've rotated GXX over. At least he's toying with the idea as well. There's only 20 seconds left, so Insilio are going to have to make this perfect as well. If they lose anybody in this, they may not be able to get that bomb plant down. And actually, time's looking pretty shaky already.
Oh, a lot of chip damage right through the smoke, and well, before you know it, the panic is just getting the better of you. Insilio crumble with that. Guild gets a step closer to a potential tied-up scoreline, as it's 5-6.
6-6 would be ideal, but I will say 5-7 is not awful as well, especially for a CT side. So, it would be nice to see a tied-up scoreline. I think that'd be quite interesting, and it puts Guild Eagles in a very strong position as well. Actually, a lot of utility missing here from Insilio for this final round of the half. Of course, go for broke now. Ooh, opening pick. Onto Synopsy. Ooh, GXX spotted one though. Not quite able to confirm the kill. Spotted a second time as well.
Swing with a media trait. Find a follow-up, and Insilio is on fire. Spray eventually does connect with juanflatroo with that spotted. 3 players heading his way. First one dealt with. 2 more to go. Of course, it's last round of the half. juanflatroo has to go for this. Just have a bit of extra util. Tries to eliminate positions. Gain information as to where those final 2 players are. First one spotted. Not aware of the last one. Fadet makes it a 7-5 here in half 1. And catch us after the break with half 2. Welcome back, everybody, here to the second half of map 1 between Guild Eagles and Insilio. Of course, this is their fight to stay alive here in the close qualifier for IEM Chengdu. So, definitely a lot on the line here. Insilio currently leading 7-5. And let's see if they can continue that role here in the pistol. Going to be going for quite the push here. Flash comes out. No one spotted, but that flash certainly was heard.
It was indeed. Now, this is an important one here for Insilio. 5-7 is a lead, but going on to the CT side, if they can secure this pistol, it gives themselves a little bit more breathing room. Guild Eagles, however, they can get a nice little bomb plant and win the round out as well. Puts themselves in a position not only to close the gap, but to take a nice lead and springboard themselves going into what should be an easier half for them. Two guns ready and waiting, not able to get a kill with either of them, however, but juanflatroo and Anubis kill a piece as well. They break onto site, and that will be the A site falling. Retake not far behind, very hot on their heels as well, but Anubis ready and waiting to deal with them as well. Actually going to be taken down himself. Pipe, have a little bit of fight in mid.
Flash tries to just keep them busy and ooh, still have a flash in hand for the delay with Pipe being completely blind for a couple seconds. Keep in mind, there is a lack of a kit now, a lack of a player thereof. Pult is the last one standing. Honestly, there's nothing really he can do. Just hope to maybe get a kill, do a bit of damage, but not going to be the case whatsoever. Guild strike back, make it a 6-7.
A brilliant start to the half for Guild Eagles. We said we wanted a bomb plant, keeping it relatively clean as well, losing quite a few people in the process, and as you can see, forced buy or somewhat of a buy will be coming off the back of that there for Insilio. But what a way to start as well. Beautiful take of the site. Although having said that, Pult and Pipe, a deadly combination to be left alive if you look at the kills on both of them. Absolutely insane start. Ooh. Nice little spot there, not quite able to get anything tagged, but not able to confirm the kill as GXX takes down FPS. That's the opening pick.
And on the back of that, Guild to slow it down. Wait and see if Insilio want to push perhaps, which do seem to be the case, or perhaps quite a bit of a distraction, pull them in towards that A-bomb site.
I like this taking of mid, but they're going to have to be careful because rotate's already coming on over as well. Anubis, perfect angle. They don't expect it as well. Trigger Discipline is perfect. Does get spotted on the turnaround. Still manages to get the kill, but only good for one. However, as Faded takes them down and has to back off a little bit as well. And that will be the site falling once again.
The sandwich. Oh! Does still survive. Hangs on. And that's a free AK. Gonna bill for it. Make sure to try and hang on. Of course, the hunt is gonna come into full effect. The XXO is quite low, but doesn't matter. Grabs a bit of extra cash with the Mech 10. Finds the kill. Makes the scoreline even. 7-7.
Scoops up that AK as well, so that's one less weapon to buy. Will be very good for their economy as well, which, as you can see, seems to be in a pretty healthy place right now. And 7-7, we talked about this being the tie-up of the scoreboard as well. Insilio buying into that last round does mean that this round is going to be pretty tight on the money for them. So Guild Eagles should be able to pull ahead now. Something we've been wanting to see them do all map. Should be sort of coming into effect.
The nades here though. Oh, just landed a tad bit too early.
Full stack, however, it's so perfect.
Okay, second nade here going out. Not quite doing the most. Riggin at least will fall, but that's all that they will get. 8th round up on the board. Guild once more leading. And this is how we keep going back and forth.
Is indeed a little bit of a bloodbath, but also against an eco. So again, not too much stock that we want to put into that. Insilio finally able to get a decent buy out this half. This is going to be the real test of strength here for the Guild Eagles. FPS back on that AWP as well. Was pretty good with it on the first half. Not always able to find necessarily as much impact as Insilio would have liked. But still, definitely enough. Gonna have to try find something here to try swing the tides back in their favor, lest Guild Eagles run away with themselves this half. Ooh, Rigon left very low after that encounter. Little bit of a trade kill back though, 1 for 1, an eye for an eye in terms of players left alive. GXX going to be rushing forward there, met with violence by FPS, piped with one of their own, and actually just shutting down any aggression coming through Connect here, and it's just juanflatroo left. Very, very good, and got a lot of kills to his name this map, but 1v4 clutch would be something else. Gets the first, but takes a large chunk of damage as well. 1v3, and there's so many people watching him. Ooh, spots the corner, taken down, and there will be no clutch today, not in this round at least, as Insilio take an 8th round and keep the scoreboard tied up.
Yeah, Insilio certainly was having none of that aggression. And Gil just hoping to creep on through, perhaps overwhelm somebody who's not paying attention. But Insilio is very sharp, very much on top of their game. And keeps that scoreline within a very close contending range. Still, there... Oh. I thought perhaps we had a tech issue, but I think they were just exchanging nades for a second. So, early round, not too much action happening. Smoke being deployed though towards a long. Ooh, and a passive approach. There's a lot of people spotted right now, and they are going to be committing to that push. Only problem being FPS gets caught off guard, flashed off the angle, had to fall back, leaving his teammate by himself.
Yeah,
right there to die.
Cold feet there. They got very aggressive, and when met with so much aggression, you know, Fader decided to push forward. FPS decided to hold back, and really, ultimately, the worst of both worlds there. But does manage to get a bit of a consolation kill in revenge for their fallen teammate. But 4v4, everyone has been called over to this site now.
Almost everyone is here. Just Paul turning out for a potential flank. Players back into middle. Sugar, for example, here. Dealt with a molly, but he's not moving a single inch. Make sure to maintain control of the map. And with pipe pushing as well, it's a lot of information gained. Only problem being they're not quite acting upon it just yet. Of course, don't want to make too much noise. Oh, and this is awkward. Not quite the kills, but there's a very good damage dealt. Player advantage for Insilio as well in 10 seconds. I mean, they get the bomb planted, so maybe they could still do something. Snopsy is the only one then standing. Grabs a kill through the smoke. Gets spammed, though. And there's nothing else you can do but to try and reload, try to stay alive. But it's not going to happen. Insilio, make sure to bounce back, get back into the lead. And once more, it's so back and forth. You know, one time it's Guilds, and now it's back into Insilio's favour.
It is indeed, and the money's actually looking pretty decent for both of these teams. Much more so Insilio, however. So it does look a little bit like we're going to get potentially this game of cat and mouse ending now that we've got this sort of messy, slight partial bite coming out from Guild Eagles here. The Tech-9s have actually been incredibly good in CS2 from what I've seen. They are very powerful, especially with a missed shot like that, but Pipe follow up immediately, and any sort of fight they thought they had taken out of them there, eliminated, 10 rounds on the boards, and finally we have a winner coming out of this back and forth. Insilio coming out on top. Guild Eagles struggling a little bit here.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this is sort of a scary round here to come up next. There is some money left, but not a whole lot, especially if they want to buy utility now. So much pressure up in this round to try and win this. Because otherwise your economy is going to go down to drain Insilio within touching distance of winning out this first map.
Very scary position to be in as well. Not much utility to their name here, Guild Eagles. They've been playing quite passively as well. I'd like to see them switch up their tune a little bit, maybe. They have just been letting Insilio get away with taking so much map control. Just forcing them back a little bit. They've been playing a very VP style of Counter-Strike, waiting until the last second to pounce quite a bit. Unfortunately, Insilio have been just ready for them at every step of the way so far.
Once again, playing it very slow, waiting for an opportunity to arise. Smoke. Perhaps to see if we can isolate some of these finds. Ooh, I like the smoke use, though. Position gets predicted. Nade. Oh, I'm not expecting Paul to be that close. Pipe finds the follow-up. And this, once again, is crumbling here for Gil. 2 players left alive. And how much can they do to separate it from one another as well? That bomb, of course, still here. It was being not quite daring to cross. Spots it right now. Stays tucked in. Finally does manage to find an escape. But what's the plan going to be? You have Senna right now. I think up in water. Ooh, and sure there's a kill found. But simply no time to work with. Better to hold on. Insilio, but that is up to 11. 3 rounds now to get to map point.
And there's not a whole deal of money left, as you said. This was an important round, dare I say a must-win round for Guild Eagles to win. Because now they've got next to no money to defend Insilio from getting to map point. And Insilio, plenty of cash for themselves as well. Sitting pretty for the next couple of rounds, even if Guild Eagle managed to miraculously pull something out here. Once again, playing pretty passively, even when they're on the back foot. Maybe I would have liked to see them bring out the fire a little bit here, take the fight to them, especially when they are in a situation where they've really got not much to lose here. Bolt smoked off as well, but Sugar is still ready and waiting for them here. A little bit of a spam through the smoke, gonna find a bit of damage, but no kills there as well. I say that,
Ooh.
the bullet tracer's giving away the location, and Bolt already reloaded, ready and waiting. They're taking turns to reload, making sure that there are hails of bullets flying around them constantly. And as you can see, they have just not been able to get any foothold here in mid. Polt and Sugar just keeping this map on lockdown. Anytime someone rears their head, bullet enters their dome.
What she can hope for is a kill or 2. Not quite the case. It's a clean one here for Insilio, which makes this even better. Money stacked, confidence on point, as well as well being on map point.
They are indeed. This is not where we expected this game to go when we came into this map as well. We said this was a map that was picked by Insilio, that also has been played a lot recently by Guild Eagles. And despite the practice on this map not really coming to a whole lot of fruition, and that is an absolutely beautiful shot there from FPS. Gets away, completely spot-free, Pipe with one of their own, Polt with another, and it's a 5v2 to try keep this map alive. GXX about to walk into Sugar, does manage to get the kill, but that's the location giveaway. Rigon with one of their own, but FPS not going to let that stand. Just Rigon left, and Pipe there. Polt with utility, not actually taken down, gets the kill. And Guild Eagles fall at the hand of Insilio, 13-8 on map number 1. What on earth? That was not on the cards for today. The Guild Eagles being in the lower bracket, Insilio taking a map off of them as well. What a crazy...